It's 2 a.m. You're exhausted. You finally get your baby to calm down, and instead of sleeping, they're just staring. Not at you, not at their toy, at the lamp in the corner of the room. Completely still, totally locked in, like they're watching something you can't see. You wave your hand. Nothing. You call their name. Nothing. Just that light. If you've been there, this video is going to explain exactly what's happening inside your baby's mind in that moment. And honestly, it's way more fascinating than you'd think. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is all about decoding what's really going on inside your baby's mind. Today we're answering one of the most common questions new parents ask. Why is my baby so obsessed with lights? And we're not just going to say, it's normal, don't worry. We're going to go deep into the neuroscience, the developmental psychology, and what it actually means for your baby's brain. Because here's the thing, that moment your baby stares at a light, it's not random. It's not zoning out. It's one of the most important things their brain does in the first months of life. Let's get into it. To understand why babies love lights, you first have to understand how they actually see the world. Here's a fact that blew my mind when I first learned it. A newborn baby is 50 times less sensitive to light than you are. 50 times. That means the bright, colorful, detailed world you see, your baby sees something closer to a foggy, blurry dream. No sharp edges, no rich colors, just shapes, shadows, and contrast. In fact, for the first few weeks of life, babies can only focus on objects that are 8 to 12 inches away from their face, roughly the distance from your face to theirs when you're feeding them. Everything beyond that, a blur. So imagine you're a brand new human being. Your visual system is just waking up. You can't process faces yet. You can't track moving objects. You can't understand depth. And then, across the room, there's this glowing, bright, perfectly still object. In a sea of blur and confusion, that light is the clearest thing in the room. Of course, your baby stares at it. Here's where it gets really interesting. When your baby fixates on that light, they're not just looking. Their brain is doing something extraordinary. Every single time your baby stares at something bright and high contrast, their brain is literally building new neural connections. Think of it like this. Your baby's brain at birth has billions of neurons, but most of them aren't connected yet. Every visual experience is like running a wire between 2 points. The more your baby looks, processes, and focuses, the more wires get built. Staring at lights is basically your baby doing mental weightlifting. And there's more. When babies follow a light source with their eyes, even slightly, they're training what scientists call visual motor integration. That's the connection between the eyes, the brain, and the body's movement system. It's the same system that later lets them reach for a toy, track a ball, and eventually read words on a page. And it all starts with a baby staring at your lamp at 2 a.m. Okay, but why lights? Why not a colorful toy? Why not your face? 4 reasons. Number 1, contrast. In the first few months, babies see best in black, white, and high contrast. A bright light against a dark ceiling, that's the highest contrast possible. It's like it jumps out of the world and says, "Look at me." Number 2, movement. Ceiling fans with lights, flickering bulbs, sunlight through moving curtains. Babies are wired to detect motion. It's a survival instinct. Movement means something is happening. Their brain says, pay attention. Number 3, predictability. Here's something most parents don't know. Babies find comfort in things they can control visually. A light stays in one place. It doesn't suddenly move or make a loud noise. For a baby who is constantly overwhelmed by new information, a steady light is calming, safe, familiar. Number 4, it's actually self-soothing. Research suggests that rhythmic or steady light sources can have a genuinely calming effect on infants, similar to swaying or white noise. Your baby might be staring at that light not because they're fascinated, but because it helps them regulate their emotions. They're essentially meditating. Now, and this is important, most of the time, babies staring at lights is 100% healthy. But there's one thing you should watch for. The question isn't whether your baby stares at lights. The question is, what happens after? Here's the key sign of healthy development. Your baby stares at the light and then turns to look at you. That's called joint attention, and it's one of the most important social milestones in early development. If your baby stares at a light and then looks at your face as if to say, "Hey, are you seeing this too?" That is a beautiful, healthy sign. But if your baby stares at lights and consistently ignores faces, doesn't respond to their name, and doesn't make eye contact, that's worth mentioning to your pediatrician. A 2020 study published in JAMA Pediatrics found that infants later diagnosed with autism were more likely to show prolonged fixation on non-social stimuli, like ceiling fans and lights, as early as 7 months old. But, and this is crucial, one behavior alone means nothing. No single sign is diagnostic. It's always the full picture that matters. So, don't panic. Just observe. So, now that you know what's happening, how do you actually use this? Tip 1. Join their gaze. When your baby stares at a light, don't redirect them. Instead, look at the light too. Then look back at them. Say, "Oh, the light." This teaches them joint attention, one of the building blocks of social intelligence. Tip 2. Create contrast zones. Since babies are drawn to high-contrast visuals, you can set up simple black and white patterns near their play area. This gives their developing visual system rich stimulation without the screen time concerns. Tip 3. Watch the timeline. By around 6 to 8 weeks, your baby should start showing more interest in your face than in lights. By 4 months, lights should be just one of many things they're interested in, not the only thing. If you notice them still fixating exclusively on lights at 4 months or beyond, bring it up with your doctor. Tip 4. Don't worry about the 2 a.m. lamp staring. We've all been there. It's fine. Let them look. Their brain is working. So the next time your baby locks eyes with that ceiling light and completely ignores everything else in the room, remember, they're not zoning out. They're not confused. They're not broken. Their brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, building connections, learning contrast, practicing focus, turning the chaos of the world into something they can understand, one photon at a time. If this video helped you understand your baby a little better, hit that subscribe button, because every week, we go deep into the science of what's really happening inside your little one's mind.